So, it was just like that all along? Give me another.
You're drinking too fast, Tio. Drink or talk. You've got to choose one.
We're all out of beer. You wouldn't happen to have any more in stock, would you, Haruki?
Go to sleep if you're drunk. It's the best outcome for my finances, as well as my physical and mental health. An hour ago, Io called me and came over without a second thought when she found out Takeya was here. Then, nonchalantly drank all of the beer that we'd bought.
I feel so frustrated and pathetic. Where in the world did that innocent 3-year streak Miss Hojo High Beauty go to?
That was just a false image to begin with.
She was a touch too mischievous to be considered innocent.
Despite that, she was stubborn and could be selfish at the strangest times. The same goes for her friends. You'd think she'd have plenty, yet she barely had any.
And she actually gets scared pretty easily. During the school festival rehearsal, her legs wouldn't stop shaking and she couldn't even make a sound.
But when she got started, she's really strong. During the actual concert, she could sing with no problems in front of such a large crowd. Setsuna was amazing back then.
That's enough, you two. Leave the past behind and stop reminiscing already. I'm talking about the current Setsuna.
It seems that the illusionary glimpse of Setsuna I caught earlier really was her. And from Io's perspective, Setsuna's regressed. She's become really weak.
Hey, Haruki, haven't you tried to get in touch with Setsuna since that time?
Even though, during the toll of the bell in New Year's Eve, you said, "I still love you, Setsuna," right in front of us.
You don't need to describe it in such detail. At the same time, back then, I must have appeared unusually direct to everyone. That was the last time. After that, I didn't try calling or texting her. Of course, neither did she.
Why? You've already confessed. Now's the time to set things in motion. Why aren't you taking the initiative?
There's the ball's in her court. It's not possible. Not for us. It's impossible to set things in motion so easily. We're far too roundabout to push things simply because we like each other. Because even though we like each other, it's still not enough. We've tried the same thing countless times already. That's why, despite the fact that we both have feelings for each other, a simple reason like that isn't enough for us to draw close to one another. Between Setsuna and me, there's a gap that's small yet endlessly deep. It seems like we could easily jump over it, but if we failed and fell down, we'd probably never be able to climb back up again.
What are you going to do then? She's completely shut herself off.
Just leave it at this for now. And until Setsuna asks for you two to support her, please don't force things. Just watch over her.
Why? You want to go back to how it used to be, right? You want to make up with Setsuna-chan, right?
The problem is that we don't know if that's what Setsuna wants right now. I have a feeling even Setsuna herself isn't sure about what she wants.
But the answer is clear as day, isn't it? She hasn't given up on the amazingly dense, unfaithful, terrible man that you've been for the past 3 years now.
In that case, you two are on my side, right? You would prioritize my feelings, wouldn't you? Though, the way I'm saying this doesn't seem very friendly. Now is not the time to pick on such details.
That's wrong. We're on both of your sides. We prioritize getting you two back together.
Thank you. But whether that's good or bad for Setsuna is up to her to decide, right?
But
Besides, I'm the only one who can convince Setsuna right now. And didn't I make that embarrassing confession while the New Year's bell was ringing in front of you two? I know it's embarrassing to say that myself, but after hearing that, both of their faces turned red.
yeah, well, what can I say?
If you had said that sooner, Haruki.
We wouldn't have had to jump through all those hoops.
There's still a bottle of wine I use for cooking on that shelf. It's past 2 a.m., and we're out of booze. Our eyelids are getting heavy, and our reactions have slowed down.
Hey, Haruki. After spring break, how about the 4 of us go somewhere to hang out?
The 4 of us?
Sounds good. I'd like to go skiing, but I imagine someone here would probably hate it.
In that case, there's the option of going along with that pretty girl with unusually old-fashioned tastes to the hot springs she likes so much.
Once we're in our 4th year, we won't have so much free time. Since there's the graduation thesis and job hunting coming up.
The 4 of us, huh? This casual topic popped up amid the stagnating atmosphere around us. Honestly, I couldn't wrap my mind around what they were talking about for a moment. Or maybe I should say, I couldn't wrap my mind around who the 4 of us would include. Because it'd be nice if we could go. Because what I see right now is just the 3 of us. From right to left, Kazusa, Setsuna, and myself. It had been just a few minutes before we stepped onto the stage. A committee member took it, and it's the only photo we have that's not on stage. Setsuna wasn't holding a microphone, nor was Kazusa playing her keyboard, saxophone, or bass. Even though it was just a simple snapshot, I alone couldn't read the mood and tried to act cool. Hey, Takeya. Takeya's voice is finally becoming murky. I look over to my bed and realize that Io's already seized it a long time ago. Are you still doing this?
Doing what?
The thing you taught me, remember? For the first time in several years, I take the item that I'm holding in the photo into my arms.
Nah, I've quit playing.
This one's different from the one at school. It's just a cheap acoustic guitar.
After all, it was just a tool I used to attract girls. I figure if I got the time to practice now, I might as well go to mixers. It's much more efficient.
You do seem to be the kind of guy who'd do that. When he asked me to join the club, it was for the exact same reason. In a way, the guy really hasn't strayed from the path until the end.
Come to think of it, you said something weird back then.
Did I?
Something about wanting to leave proof that you once attended that school. Thinking about it now, it sounds freaking hilarious. In fact, I'm pretty sure I laughed my ass off even back then.
Oh, shut up. Now that he mentions it, I may have indeed said that. Back when I first started playing the guitar, or when I took an interest in writing lyrics, or when I held on and refused to let go of the club that was falling apart, or when I received hellish training during the summer vacation, or when I forcefully dragged the songstress on board, or when I took the stage with less than a month of practice. From the very beginning, it was all because of that reason, that immature attempt of mine to play tough.
You were always pretty terrible at this, but now that you're playing again after a hiatus, you sound like a total amateur.
Oh, shut up. I just haven't tuned it properly yet. Just as Takeya said, I picked up this totally out-of-tune guitar and slowly started playing. But it's not for that defiant reason from the past. In fact, it's very common for guys who take up the guitar to have a very simple and pure intention. Because to us, the guitar is, after all, simply a tool we use to impress the girls we like, isn't it? January 21st, Friday. Nagisa Shoko-san? I've never heard of her before.
I believe she's a third-year student?
We have a lot of students in the economics department. Maybe you could try asking the student affairs office?
I already went there and asked, but I was told that there was no one with that name.
Then that just means she's just not here, doesn't it?
Still, she told me she was an economics department student herself.
In any case, I don't know her. Sorry I wasn't able to help you.
No, it's fine. Thank you very much. Did I mishear her? Oh well, I guess I'll give up for today.
Oh, aren't you?
Nagisa-san.
Well, if it isn't Ogiso-san.
What's the matter? You seem awfully disappointed. No, I'm really not. Hello there, Yanagihara-san. So, what's going on? The peerless Ogiso Setsuna all the way out here, so far from your own department's building. Fishing for men now, are we? Not really. Sorry if I bothered you. I'll be leaving now. Oh, please, just wait a second. It's rare seeing you here in Building 1, so let's chat for a bit, shall we?
I'm sorry, but I'm in a hurry.
Oh, come on. Don't be like that. And aren't we upperclassmen and underclassmen of the same high school? But we weren't even that well acquainted.
You were at Arumi Integral Hotel on Christmas Eve with a man no less.
So that rumor was true. Oh, so the unconquerable Ogiso Setsuna has finally found herself a special man, huh? No, that was just... I wonder what he's like. He must not be your ordinary university student if he's to be considered a match for you, Ogiso-san.
Like I said, that's not it.
I suppose he's either a young businessman or some doctor or lawyer, or perhaps even the scion of a wealthy family.
Wait a second. To tell you the truth, I was there at the same time. I was invited by someone I met during our... I was invited by someone I met during a photo shoot. I'm very sorry. I'm really in a hurry. Do you know who was with me? I imagine he's quite famous. I don't care who you were with. Besides, I don't plan on talking to other people about it anyway.
Hold on. What was all that supposed to mean? You just insulted me twice in that sentence, didn't you?
You mean to say that you're not interested in me at all, and you think I talk too much compared to you? Is that it? Not at all. I never thought of you that way.
High and mighty as always. I see. You don't even want to talk with someone as low class as me, huh?
Like I said, it's not.
I swear, you've constantly been looking down on others since back then. It pisses me off.
I'm sorry. I apologize, all right? So please, excuse me. Wait a second. Are you seriously planning on ignoring me? Let me go. My lunchbox. Oh no, it flipped over. It's such a mess now. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What do you intend to do about this? It fell because you hit it, Ogiso-san. Isn't that right? That's... well,
I finally got a hold of you, Izumi.
Ah, crap. Haruki.
What in the world have you been up to with the way you've been skipping all your seminars and lectures? I see the first thing you have to say to me is, ah crap, when you realize that I'm the one calling you, huh?
I messed up. I should have hung up the moment I saw the incoming call.
I've got so many things I want to say to you, but I'll cut to the chase. Where are you right now? And the second thing she said is, I messed up, huh?
Can I not tell ya?
If you had been coming to the lectures and seminars regularly, I might have let you do that. Now that the thesis review was finished, the professors and upperclassmen all returned to the bustling Ogashima lab, making thesis defense their next goal. A lot of people have gone through here this past week, with the exception of a certain student who hasn't shown up even once. The professor noticed it too, since you at least showed up a few times last month.
That's right. You happened to dump me so heartlessly, Haruki. So I decided I'd go on a trip out of heartbreak.
Oh, is that so? Just tell me where you are then, and I'll come chasing right after you.
That was actually pretty strong.
I'm just more open-minded now. But listen, even if it's a joke, don't use that kind of an excuse. I was planning on getting this over with quickly, but what she said was so close to what had really happened at the end of last year that it actually stung a bit. Besides, with the professors and upperclassmen around me, I'll chase after you was probably a little bit too much.
I wasn't joking though. I really think you've gotten stronger, Haruki. I'm sure you won't ever waver in your beliefs anymore.
Thanks to you, of course. Even though it sounds sarcastic, I'm grateful from the bottom of my heart. If I can hold on to my beliefs now, then without a doubt, it's thanks to Izumi.
You're more like the main character with the way you are now, Haruki. Yeah, you might be able to get that happy ending now.
Right. Back to my original question. Where are you right now? If you're really on a trip, I'll seriously drag you back. And, of course, nothing will happen during that trip.
I'm close by. In fact, I'm inside the university.
I thought she would shrug it off with a joke, but she answered honestly, somehow making it hurt even more. Well, show up then. Since your paper passed, isn't this a waste? There's an exam after next week, you know? Are you even preparing for it?
Well, that's kinda, you know.
Well, I can help you out with preparing for the exam, since you helped me out a lot too.
No matter how hard you try to cheer me on, I'll still feel pain when my feelings are hurt.
What do you mean? Izumi seems off today. No, she's been acting really strangely recently. She's no longer that friend I couldn't see as a woman. She's no longer that carefree person who's always smiled and She's no longer that carefree person who always smiled and relied on me.
Hey, Haruki,
Huh?
I'll start attending the seminar again in April, so I want you to leave me alone for a while.
April, you say? That's right after the exam.
That's why, when that time comes, please take care of me again, senpai.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you see, it's kind of a pain to explain it.
The current Izumi isn't the person I've known up until now.
The way I see it, university is just a place for me where I need to get enough credit to graduate.
I'm not sure I completely understand what you just said. She's withheld that lazy tone of hers. Instead, she's delivering her words with vigor that suggests a sense of optimism on her end, somehow. Even though the way she's actually explaining herself is rather nonchalant.
People who gather here all have different goals in their lives. You can't say for sure that the only path possible is for everyone to move on to the next grade and graduate.
The very fact that you're actually talking to me about your life and your goals right now is difficult for me to digest. Izumi seems to be even more confusing and ambiguous, even when she finally seems persuasive for once. I really want to ask just how little faith she has in me.
Of course you don't get it. Not when you only know the Izumi Chiaki in your head.
In that case, please speak in a way that I can understand.
Well, I guess... How about I tell you everything at the end of March? Will 2 sheets of paper be enough?
That's enough, Izumi. It just means that we aren't close enough for me to understand what you're saying, right?
Pretty much.
The one thing I do know is that you're living your life to its fullest now, right?
If you ask me, haven't wasted a single day of my university life, you know?
That's quite hard to believe, but I'll take your word for it. Izumi's optimistic demeanor is something that's completely different from what I'm used to seeing from her up until now. And it provides me with the slightest sense of relief. And the way she's uncharacteristically putting me at a distance also gives me the slightest feeling of loneliness.
That's about it, Haruki. See ya in the spring.
Okay, see you in the spring.
When winter comes to an end, right?
The last sentence Izumi mumbled should have meant the same thing as the one before. But the way she worded it made me feel a special kind of encouragement from her. Then again, maybe it's just an embarrassing misunderstanding on my part. When winter comes to an end, huh? I have to put the winter to an end this time, and with it, I must call upon spring. I feel that was what she was trying to say somehow. Thank you for waiting. Here are the mixed pizza, honey toast, iced coffee, and oolong tea.
Yeah, thanks. All right, please put everything except the oolong tea onto this side.
Well then, please enjoy yourself.
It's here. All right, time to relax and start eating. We could have just gone to a regular restaurant instead of a place like this. You don't like karaoke boxes? Well, it's not like that. It's just that I don't come here very often. So, you don't like to be in a place where commoners have fun. Really, every single sentence that comes out of your mouth sounds even more condescending. No! I used to come here all the time before. I really did. It's just... Well, whatever. I should really be eating right now, though. My meal's way overdue at this point, after all. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to make you drop your bento box. You really are a troublemaker. Well, I'm hungry. What? I'm not going to share, got it? If you want some, just order something yourself. That's not it. I was just wondering if you make your own bento box every day. Got a problem with that? No, I'm just a little surprised. In order to keep my body in shape, I must pay the price. The food served when eating out is too high in calories. That's so? That's amazing. I never really paid attention to things like that. You have a body like that without even caring, huh? You truly are blessed in more ways than one, Haruki Setsuna. I even have to skip dinner because of this little outing. In that case, you shouldn't be eating this. What's that? Did you say something? No, nothing. Really, it pisses me off. Then I think it's about time I go. I'll pay at the desk on my way out, okay? Why? Well, I mean, isn't this me repaying for ruining our lunch? You think just paying for my food is enough? You can't even keep me company until I finish? 'Cause it feels like I'm sitting on pins and needles here. I swear, You must have been born naturally arrogant. I don't really recall speaking to you in high school or anything.
During Miss Hojo High and in the light music club, you were always there to one-up me. And now you have the nerve to say something like that?
That's not really my fault.
Always trampling on others to stand out. Even my debut was late because of you.
Oh yeah! I heard you were releasing a DVD soon, right? Congratulations! That's just a stepping stone. I want to become a host of a TV show after I graduate. That's why I fought for the title of Miss Hojo. Is that so? Yanagihara-san, you have a clear goal for your future. That's amazing.
Well, how about you then?
Huh?
You're a year above me, and you're graduating next year. So, what's your plan?
That's,
I just told you my plans for the future, so now it's your turn to tell me yours.
I don't have any. I can't see anything in my future.
You're trying to hide things again. Perhaps you're trying to move a step ahead of me again? Maybe you really are aiming for the same field I'm aiming for.
No, it's not like that. I don't have any plans. Really. That's why it's pointless to ask me now. Because I don't particularly enjoy doing anything.
What is this? Are you really the Ogaso Setsuna I know? How could the woman I've never once defeated fall so low?
I'm sorry.
Don't screw around with me. A woman like you doesn't even deserve pity. Just how long do you plan to make a fool of me? Why won't you say anything? Even at this point, you're still keeping silent?
Can I go yet? I'm very sorry I didn't meet your expectations, but I really am this kind of person now. I'm not worthy of being seen as your rival.
In that case, if you can't put it into words, why don't you put it into a song?
Huh?
Just like on stage during the high school festival, when you shamelessly let your short skirt flutter around.
Yanagihara-san!
All of the guys present seemed to have their gaze locked on you back then. That's just cheating, you know.
I don't,
Come on. Isn't this supposed to be your specialty? Aren't you excited to sing like back then?
This is...
Alright, time to start singing. Ogaso Setsuna-san's White Album. Hey! Why did you stop it?
No way! I can't sing anymore.
It doesn't matter if you sing it poorly. It's not like anyone other than me is going to hear it.
No, I just really can't sing anymore.
Well, why's that?
I don't ever want to stand in such a bright place again. It's simply too blindingly bright for someone like me now.
Are you really the Ogaso Setsuna that I know? Last but not least, even though it's only been a short while, you've done a great deal helping me out, everyone. Thank you very much. I finish my speech, I slightly bow my head, and receive a warm applause. Hey, Kitahara-san, do you really have to leave?
Now that the weekends are going to be like hell again, I was hoping you could stay until we got more people.
I'm sorry. And at the same time, the complaints start pouring out towards me. It's currently 5 p.m. It's a point in the evening where both the morning shift and the evening shift are present. Deciding that it would be a good time given that most of the staff is present, I announced that I would be resigning from my position at Goodies. However, since it's still during business hours, I could only invite a few of the core employees for a small-scale meeting.
It'd be great if you could just be present here. If you're around to watch us, everyone works at least 20% harder.
Ah, that's a great idea. For example, just be a customer who stays here to spectate from dawn till dusk.
No way. That would make me an unbearable customer.
But it would work, and no one would have any complaints, because they'd be too scared.
I know, right? Imagine a customer that even the acting manager doesn't dare deal with.
What do you guys take me for?
Okay, everyone. Remember, we're still in the middle of business hours. Let's finish bidding our farewells and get back to work quickly.
Just then, the newest employee here drags the two clinging managers away from me. Even though this was something intended for the core employees, the newest one, Sugiura, just waltzes in nonchalantly.
But won't you be lonely, Kyoharuchi? The one who raised you is leaving you behind, you know. Senpai is busy. Starting in April, he'll be in his last year of university. Also, please don't address me so casually.
Wait a second. Don't push me so hard. Kitahara-san, take care.
You're always welcome to come back.
Jeez, they're so persistent.
No, the newcomer not only chased the managers out of the office, but even dealt them the final blow. I'm at a loss for words. It's almost like I'm looking at my former self.
Senpai?
Yeah? This cheeky, stubborn, brutal newcomer stares at me without even blinking.
Thank you for everything you've shown me so far. I am very grateful. Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you? I don't know why, but I find myself bowing very politely. Something is very wrong with the hierarchy of this place.
Even though the manager said all that, Senpai, you don't need to worry about this restaurant any longer.
But
Because it's been settled already that I'll be able to take over and handle your job perfectly after you're gone.
I thought you said it was just a short-term part-time job to save up money for your graduation trip. And what's with the "it's been settled already" part?
Well, let's just say it's a long story, but I'll still be working here after April.
I'm sorry. For one reason or another, on the day I've decided to quit, I could clearly imagine the restaurant closing down. Since Sugiura is so responsible, tearful pleading must have proved an effective strategy on her.
That's why you don't need to worry about this place, Senpai. Please focus on finding a job, writing your graduation thesis, and other things.
Hearing the emphasis that she put on other things, I realized that Sugiura was sincerely trying to encourage me. Up until now, she's held numerous responsibilities in different communities, and she will most likely have to take on a new responsibility here in this restaurant as well. I'm sorry.
I don't really understand why you're apologizing.
And that's probably for
for the sake of a certain someone who won't be showing up here anymore. Is that so? Yara-san is going to school properly after all.
It was just a temporary shock that she needed to recover from. I went out with her several times during winter break.
Been 10 minutes since the managers were chased out. This cheeky newcomer is still sitting in the branch manager's office, and it doesn't seem like she's planning on going back to work anytime soon. I truly apologize for everything I've done. I just wish I'd worded some things more carefully.
You did the right thing by being frank with her. Things would have only ended up dragging out otherwise. And this goes not just for Mahoko.
If you put it like that. But since I no longer work here, I don't have the right to complain about her skipping work. After all, I'm far from thinking about ending this conversation myself.
Also, Mahoko and I have already received our recommendations. We'll actually become your underclassmen starting next spring, Senpai.
Really? In the literature department, huh? If you're aiming for the literature department, we'll be Senpai's underclassmen soon. Makes no sense. Though, I won't be so boorish as to actually point that out. I've learned enough about female psychology the past few days to know better than that. Well, after you guys enroll, I'll let you have my notes. I know it sounds weird coming from me, but it should help you on your exams.
I'm happy that you brought it up, but I'd like to try my best and see how it goes first. If I find that I can't handle it, then I'll ask for help.
I'll leave you my notes exactly because you're this type of person. Congratulations on graduating, Sugiura.
Thank you very much. Starting from spring, please take care of me, Senpai.
After everything we've been through up until now, Sugiura says that and gives me the most adorable smile I've ever seen on her face so far. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I think Tomo wants to get Setsuna singing again, so she can defeat Setsuna head to head. And Tomo's angry that Setsuna has retired before she could defeat her. The rivalry is only one way though, as Setsuna doesn't even see herself as someone worthy to be a rival, it seems.